Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Hermitcraft. Today, guys, we are starting out by doing our due diligence and recycling some more TCG packs. We got 10 of these bad boys here, so we're going to step in here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. There we go. Recycling those, and we're going to get a new card here. A rare card, and that is a XP Explorer rare type. That is fantastic. This XP is really, really good. It ignores armor and other attached effect cards. So that's fantastic. By the way, wanted to share that our rare B-dubs that we got last time that we won via the auction is already paying off. We actually used this rare B-dubs here to deck out XP on XP's stream the other day. I think that was on Wednesday. So that was fun. And yeah, this card definitely worthwhile, and definitely worthwhile playing in the builder set, if that's what you're going for. And that was without any additional beds, so pretty cool. But yeah, the XP, that is our third XP, which makes our Explorer deck very strong, so fantastic. Speaking of TCG, we do have some coins, I think, to spend today, but they're out of booster packs, so I'm going to hold off on that for now. Let's go out to the pyramid, though, because there are some significant things I want to change with the pyramid here. Alright, so inside the pyramid here, here is the TCG Pyramid. Right now it's good, but as I alluded to last time, I want to make this a destination, right? I want to make it as good as possible to play, and also as good as possible to watch, and yeah, we want to attract people to the arena to get them playing TCG, because believe it or not, guys, there are still some hermits that still have not played TCG. I'm looking at you. Grian, Mumbo, Iskall, Stress, Tango has played like twice. We gotta get some more hermits involved. So today we're gonna do some stuff that will do that and also make the experience here a little bit better. So first off, one thing I want to do is I want to improve the way that the redstone works back here. So right now, if we start the game and we issue somebody a point, see, the light comes on, the beam comes on, but what if there was a little jingle? And same on this side. What if there was a jingle on this side? See right here? You get the beam powering up, but I feel like a jingle would be a little bit more significant, right? To make it a point that, like, that's a significant thing in the game. So, to that end, we are going to bust through the wall here. Believe it or not, we're going to bust through the wall here. Voila, into the redstone, and we're going to put some little jingles back here and on the other side after breaking through back here. Alright, everybody, so here we go. We got the sounds set up. So here is the player 1 prize point sound. There we go. So that's what happens anytime you hit the button to score a point. And the player 2 sound, same thing, just a crescendo, which should basically end when the beacon lights. There we go, and then it lights. Maybe takes a while sometimes, but yeah, kind of a cool thing, little detail, but yeah, there we go. So that's fantastic. We're gonna put this back here, and yeah, just simply note blocks, pretty straightforward, but a nice little detail to add in. So we'll put this back here. Put this back here, and then of course we're going to add the lighting back, like so, and like so. Okay, so that's one thing we wanted to add right there, just a little extra detail. Second thing we're going to add is these bits on the side here. So these bits are basically bits that go up to the top and out to the audience area inside the pyramid, and then this one goes down, but wouldn't it be better if they could actually do both? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make them be down by default, and then when you step on the pressure plate, it's going to swap the magma block for a soul sand so that each one of these is going to be up and down. And that's going to be very important because we're actually going to add on to this room soon. But first, let's get the elevators set up. Alright, everybody, so we got our elevator now upgraded. So instead of being just an up elevator, it's now an up and down elevator. So you can see it starts off by being a down elevator. But when I step on the pressure plate, this actually activates this piston here, which pushes forward. So it pushes the magma block over, soul sand comes on, which turns it into an up elevator. And then after a brief delay, this piston will retract, at which point this block of observers then fires the sticky piston here holding the magma block, which turns it back into a down elevator. So let's just see this right here. If we walk in, bam, we go up, swaps back, and then it's down once more. It looks like we got some people playing down here. Yep, Ito and Jevin about to get started. Very cool. They're going to notice the sounds, hopefully. And then we come down here. Yeah, it switches again briefly and then switches right back. So I feel like the timing is pretty solid on this. So yeah, whenever you go up, you can always go up. And whenever you want to go down, you can always force go down. So pretty nifty right there. So we'll just fill this in. And we got to do the same thing on the opposite side.
Cubs here.
Oh,
I've never wanted a green more than ever.
What's up, Cub?
Hey.
All right, so then I'll issue myself a victory point and a card.
Ooh, it worked.
Ooh.
It worked.
Nice.
Hey, all right, that's all I wanted to hear. All right, I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye. So the jingle works in actual games. That's good to know. And also the second elevator is now done up to the audience area, of course, where you can watch any games up here. And then simply head on back down this way with the elevator being a down elevator. Now that's going to be really important because today, ladies and gentlemen, today we are making the biggest addition to the pyramid since it was created. Today we are going to add a TCG card exchange to the pyramid. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Cub, you're going to put a card exchange in this little lounge area? Oh no. Oh no. We are going to put a card exchange back here. Check this out. So, if you guys don't know, the pyramid is kind of huge. We made it that way intentionally because we wanted some additional areas to expand to, and that's exactly what we're doing. So back here is where we're going to have the TCG card exchange. You can see this huge area here behind the TCG board. So the arena is actually on this side. That's why there's all this redstone peeking out here. You guys recall this is where we added like the points and stuff back here a few episodes back. But this area here is totally underutilized, so we're going to utilize it. Simple as that. And not only like can you get there from there, but there's also sort of like this secondary hallway already built, which we can then bust this wall out. And wouldn't you know it, we're on the other side of the pyramid. But wait a minute, guys. That's great. We can do a whole circle around the arena without leaving it, and also access the central portion. But wait, there's more. Imagine, if you will, a world where you can go up into the audience, right? You see a play on the TCG board here, right? See somebody making a great play and say to yourself, you know what? I could use that card. And then what you can do is you can go around the side of the arena, right? And you can go through a door here back to the exchange immediately, see if that card is available, and potentially make a trade for that card. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, that is what we are doing. So this is going to be absolutely magisterial, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a great complement to our arena inside of here, and we want to bring sort of the feel of this arena to the exchange as well, to create sort of a nice seamless transition and a nice seamless complete pyramid with a exchange and a arena. So let's get started on this. I'll explain sort of what I'm thinking behind the exchange and how exactly we want it to work. We're here now at the TCG shop because I want to buy this strength chart showing all the different types of cards that there are. So I'm going to drop in a diamond block and we can take one of these. There we are. Very nice. So the strength chart here shows us that we have 10 different types of hermit cards. Hermit cards, of course, being cards that look like this, where you have, you know, your attack and your hermit and your special ability, which in Asuma's case, he poisons the opposing hermit if he rolls a heads on a coin flip. And there's also two other types of cards besides the 10 shown on the strength chart. There are item cards, which power up hermits to allow them to attack, and there are effect cards, which gives the hermit special ability to do certain things. So there are effectively the 2 effect and item cards, plus 10 types of hermit cards. So that's 12 in total. So I'm thinking we're going to split our exchange up into 12 different sections. We'll have 10 sections of hermit cards representing all these types, plus effect cards and item cards. Now, I was thinking, how can we best represent the different Hermit cards? And I thought that this chart pretty much showed it, right? So, for instance, how would you best show redstone type cards? Well, of course, that would be with redstone blocks. So, I put together sort of a bunch of blocks here that I think best represent certain types of hermits. So, for instance, let's say if we have, let's say if we take the first one, right? Balanced hermits. Balanced hermit best represented by grass block. So what if we had like a section dedicated to balanced hermits, like this. And then somewhere on here, that's where you exchange your balanced hermits. And then the next one will be redstone hermits. So redstone hermits best represented by redstone blocks. So we put down a section here with actual redstone blocks, and then this is where our redstone hermits could be exchanged. So that way, when you walk into the exchange, right, from the arena, you walk in here, let's say you're looking for redstone hermits. Where could they possibly be? Oh, right over there with the redstone blocks. So you know here is where you exchange redstone hermits for other hermits. So that's the basic idea. 12 different types of blocks representing the 12 different types of cards, the 10 hermit types, as well as the items and the effects. So let's go ahead and split this area up into 12 different sections and find some corresponding blocks for each card type. All right, everyone, check it out. We got ourselves a nice layout now for our exchange setup. So let's walk you through it and show you where all the cards are going to go. So this first bit represented by purple, this is the Explorer type cards. I figured, you explore the end a lot, and the Elytra is actually the symbol for the Explorer. So I figured that would make sense for Explorer. Then, of course, we got Builder here by the oak planks. We got Terra. Speedrunner is represented by endstone bricks. We got PvP. Then we got over here Prankster, represented by obsidian. Farm with the pistons. Balanced by the grass. Cobblestone is representing the miner. And of course Redstone is represented by the redstone hermits. Then the other two types of cards, the effect cards, are represented by warped wood. And the item cards are represented by orange terracotta. So those are the divisions we're going for and the blocks we're going for. With that said, I think the next step, I want to first of all make sure we have these like separated a little bit. So I think, yeah, I got some warped fences and mangrove fences. I think if we just continue this red-blue color scheme that we got going on over here, I think that would be really, really good and really, really positive. And it will also help to tie in the area. So I'm thinking we do like mangrove wood on this side, and then warped wood on the other side, and then also bring in some blue terracotta in terms of like the ground here. So like I'm thinking blue terracotta in the floor here. This is going to be like the pathway that goes in between all of the area here. So if we just bring this back here, and then we bring this into the front here, I think this will look really sharp. So like just imagine all this being blue terracotta, and then we can have sort of like dividers from each section being like this, and then maybe we have like some dark oak wood here, right? It's stripped. Yeah, that looks pretty clean. And then these could like separate the different sections like this, and like this, and like this, and like this. And obviously we'll have to have some type of like lighting and stuff in here, but overall I think this is a pretty good, yeah, this is a pretty decent looking like dividing area. And so like you walk in here, you feel kind of like you're in your own little section with the pranksters in here, and the same thing over here with the farm section. And that's sort of the feel we want, right? We want like your own little section to be like a thing. Like maybe we could even put like lanterns down here to help light up everything. Yeah, that looks sweet. I'm going to get rid of all these torches in here. And then we do the same thing on this side. And the same thing down here, except instead of mangrove, it would be the warped. Like this. With these. Yeah, I think this is going to work. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the TCG Pyramid. I'm happy to say that at this point, we have put in the work, we've put in the time, and we have completed the TCG card exchange. Look at this. Look at this. So I'm really happy with how this area has turned out. You see, we did separate each area into its own little like module here. So each area feels kind of distinct, unique, and Should be very, very useful for hermits to use. And I'm happy as well with the color scheme because it really feels like a seamless transition between the arena and the card exchange now, especially coming from this way. And also, I want to show you on the sides, we have these tunnels now. These tunnels are made of warped wood and mangrove wood on the other side. We got little maintenance areas now where we can go down, into the redstone back here. These are sort of like the unfinished parts of the pyramid, but still wanted to make them look pretty cool. And then it comes back here to the front, of course. We got signs telling people there's a card exchange now down this tunnel. And then, of course, on the other side, as I said, we have the mangrove tunnel that leads to the card exchange as well. Again, maintenance on this side here. And then, yeah, these really nice frog lights here, which are also in the arena, which helps to tie everything in. And we have, different ways to get into the arena now. So much easier to move around. It's a lot more fluid. And let's now talk about the exchange itself. So the way the exchange works, I have an information book here for the other hermits on how it works, but luckily you guys have me to explain it here. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So let's say, hypothetically, I came here and I was going to exchange some cards. So let's say I wanted to exchange let's say a rare prankster hermit for any other rare type of hermit, right? I'm not playing prankster right now, so I don't really need a prankster card. So I'm going to go into my TCG cards, right? I'm going to pull out pranksters. Here's my pranksters, and I just so happen to have a rare green, right? So this could be useful for somebody. It's not useful for me, so I want to exchange it for another rare. What do I do? So I take my green, I put him in here, but I have to also grab a paper out of here, one of these deals papers, and I will rename this with my deal. So I'm going to put my name on it, Cub, not Sib, Cub, one rare green for any other rare. There we go. So one rare green for any other rare. So I put this in here, like so. I have my green card already in there, and the deal is open, so this deal is now active. So I walk away now and leave it be. Then another hermit comes by. The hermits, they're browsing these things. They're browsing. And they see green, prankster type, rare. What is the offer? One rare green, this card, for any other rare. And you say, hey, that's a great deal. So I'm going to go then into my cards again. So let's see if I have any good rare cards that I can choose to exchange for this. Let's see. Do I have... Looks like I have 4 rare hypnos. So I'm going to go into here, get my rare hypno out, so I can exchange this rare hypno for this green based on the terms of the deal. So I'm going to do just that. I'm going to grab my deal completed red glass here, put this in, swap this out for the green glass. So now the deal is completed, and I have swapped hypno for green, and then I walk away. Then, if I'm the person who initially traded away green, I'll come back at a later time, see that this deal is completed now. It was my deal, so then I take hypno out, I take the paper out, I take the deal completed out, and then I bring in another glass pane to reopen the deal so somebody else can put a exchange, or do an exchange in the barrel. So that's basically how it works. So you can exchange hermits in that way. Pretty straightforward. You just need to swap out the glass pane, put your deal and your cards in, and that's basically it. There's a maximum of 3 deals per barrel, so 1 deal per row at any given time. And then periodically, I'm going to come through. Let's say a deal stays in the barrel for, a week or 2, and nobody takes it. That deal will then be retired after a week or 2 and end up in the retired deals chest. See, deal expired. So these are all the expired deals. So there might periodically be a cleansing of deals because there can only be 6 at a time. So we want to keep it moving, right? If the deal doesn't get taken up by someone, we want new deals to be able to come in that way. So that's one aspect of the exchange. Exchanging cards, of course, in these barrels. Pretty straightforward to do, I think, and it should be very useful. But there is another use for this area, and that is as a catalog of every card type in the entire game. That's right, folks. We've done it. Every single type of Hermit and every single attack they have, all their HP, all their special attacks are cataloged here. You can see these are all the balanced Hermits in the entire game at the moment. And it says 6 total, because that's the total number here. And then we have the rares here, and their special attacks cataloged. We even have, if we go over here, we have every type of single-use card in here. So instant health, splash potion, instant health 2, bed, golden apple, bow, chorus fruit, iron sword, you know, all the types of effect cards and all the types of attached effect cards. Then over here we have the same deal. So all the types of item cards, all the types of single item cards. We got all the rare PvP Hermits and ultra rare PvP Hermits. So basically we've cataloged every single type of card in the entire TCG. What they do, what the HP is, what the attack is, what is needed to activate them. And yeah, that should be super useful because it's not always apparent, you know, if you have, you know, the best deck or the best cards. So this is meant to sort of, you know, give people exactly what they want, and that, yeah, every card is cataloged here and what they do, what their special attacks are, so that you can build your ideal deck. So pretty cool. This took a very, very, very long time to do, going through and cataloging every single card. And yeah, putting down, get the formatting right and everything. And yeah, hopefully the Hermits will find this somewhat useful. Maybe people will find cards that they didn't even know existed by looking through the books here, right? To see what each Hermit can do and what their special attacks are and things. And I will keep this updated as best I can as expansion packs I know are on the way. And yeah, I'm sure that there will be additional cards added very, very soon. So we can just add these to the catalog back here. So I hope that this area is quite useful for the other Hermits, and hopefully they can find in exchange for some cards that they might find more useful compared to their current decks. But I want to make one other addition in addition to the TCG exchange to the Pyramid, and that is actually going to be in the arena over here. Alright guys, so here's what we are going to do. We are actually going to, on popular request from the other Hermits, namely Etho, who is really advocating for this, we are going to be adding TCG modifiers that players can use here at the arena. These range from kind of ridiculous things to kind of interesting game rules. But basically, these are things that we can play on top of TCG. So for instance, you could play where heads is assumed on every roll. Or health effect cards do double healing. Or you regen 20 HP after you attack every time. Or maybe you want something like, for every opponent point, you get plus 10 attack damage. So that's sort of like a comeback mechanic a little bit. Or maybe for each Hermit on the board, beyond the first Hermit, you do plus 10 attack damage. So these are just like a series of rules. Like all Hermits start at 250 HP. So these are like a series of rules that change the game in slight or not so slight ways that the Hermits can play if they so desire. You can always just play the base game. This is going to be an optional thing. I am, however, going to add in right here a thing so that if I can just get under here, this is going to be our randomizer, TCG modifier randomizer. I'm going to put a glow item frame on this because I think it looks really cool, and I think this also will sort of like delineate that this is where the effect cards go, which is cool. We're just going to have buttons on the side here. So if you want to play a modifier, like let's say players want to play, each person can like pick a modifier. Let's say this one at random and this one at random. Actually, we already got that one. Let's do a different one. Let's do this one. Yeah. So yeah, if we put 2 of these in here, we hit the button, one of them will come out, and so we then play every time a Hermit is played. Then we skip our next turn. So that would be kind of interesting. That would be kind of interesting. So yeah, that's how you can sort of yeah, mix it up a little bit with these modifiers, and I'm open to other suggestions on modifiers. We have quite a few of them here. You can see a couple of them. Yeah, so a lot of them involve just like don't play certain cards. So for instance, like no clock effect cards, no sword effect cards, no healing, no draw cards allowed, things like that. But there are some fun ones in here, especially like I'd really like to see how it goes if you have armor breaks, this one. So with this one, it's like armor breaks, like you can only use gold to defend against attacks once, iron twice, diamond 3 times, and netherite 4 times. So that one will be kind of interesting. Can't play 5 consecutive turns will be interesting. So in addition to the TCG modifiers we've added here to the arena, we also added a little bit of decoration in the form of paintings around the area, and also signage to help people get around a little bit better and realize where the exchange is and stuff. Because if you went right down to the arena, you might be a little confused where the exchange is. You might not see the doors up there immediately. So we added some signage around to help people navigate to the stands as well as the card exchange. We also added some art around here. Here's TCG Origins, The Dawn of Battle. Artist and date unknown. Just some nice little decorations around the area. Same with these paintings here. Again, more signage. And then over this way, we have yet again another painting and more signage explaining where things are. This is My Face When Time Skip Hits. Artist is everyone, date is every day. So a little bit of a joke there because I'm not a fan of the time skip ability. But there we go. More art here. And with that, guys, I think that is it for this pyramid now finally fully complete and the area fully utilized. Let's eat something so we can sprint again. Very happy with how it turned out, and I hope that you guys are as well. One thing we do have to do, though, we have to get rid of these gold blocks to reopen the arena, so we will break through here and reopen this. After all, it closed for renovations for a few days. By the way, on the outside here, we also got some glow lichen down instead of the torches now to help prevent mob spawning, so it's a little bit more subtle lighting than before, like when we had all the torches. And then on the back side, we got to do the same thing. We got to break out the gold to open the TCG card exchange. So now you can go all the way through the pyramid. No problemo. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did enjoy the episode today, please do leave a like. It does help out the channel a ton. And yeah, make sure to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. But for now, guys, that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Cub. Goodbye.